Hey guys, so today I want to do a quick little video here where I'm going to go over Android 4.3 on my Galaxy S4. So this is something that you can install right now on the GTI 9505 of the Galaxy S4, that edition, not the GI9500 octa-core edition. So I installed the Android 4.3 here. You can see pretty clean looking with I think at least that is a new background that you see over there. With some bubbles moving around, and you do also get two of those on my iPhone 5 over here. You can see on the right side with the latest version of iOS 7 beta 2 at the moment, with apps like voice memo that is now back from the dead, or no, but it wasn't in the first version of iOS 7. So if you start here to just let's go into the settings area here, just to confirm here that we're having Android 4.3 here. As you see, that is Android 4.3, and then you do know this is iOS 7 beta 2, because we do have some new things like the clock icon there is changed in this control center. So if we start off here, on the lock screen, what's making these two devices a little bit different here is that we have a little bit more we can do probably on the Android 4.3 here. We can have lock screen widgets. First, of course, we have normal unlock mode. We have normal clock here on both as well. But then if we swipe here to the right or the left side on the Android edition, we can first open up the camera here pretty quick. We also do have an option almost like that also on iOS 7, because Apple knows that camera is important. So you swipe from the bottom here. Let's see. There we go. You swipe from the bottom, and you can see that these both two devices have kind of the same camera app in terms of its UI. It's pretty interesting. First, you have normal photo mode here. You have the square mode, which I'm pretty sure is like an Instagram mode to take pictures that will perfectly fit on Instagram. And then we do have normal panorama mode here when you swipe to take a long picture here over the S4. There we go. So let's go back and also quickly check out the camera here on the S4 with the stock version of Android, where you get probably a little bit more freedom here in terms of what you can do. You have a full area here of settings, so you have a lot of settings in here where you can tweak stuff. Countdown timer if you would like that. You also have some more options in here. Picture size if you want to change that. You have exposure if you want to tweak around with those things. HDR mode, which should produce better pictures from what I've heard, but maybe bigger. Turn off flash if you would like, pretty useful. And then of course you do have the front facing camera that you can also quickly enable. What else do we have? Of course, we can normally switch here. That we also do have the panorama mode here, and also you have a mode if you want to take really big pictures, photosphere, so you can take pictures of your whole environment that you currently are in, which is pretty awesome. One other big things here also that makes both these devices are kind of like buttery smooth. Of course, we are at that stage where smartphones, you don't really have that of a big issue with that, but we do have widgets here. We have widgets that we can have in Android 4.3, of course, and with Android you have a whole section here of widgets, and of course you can download more widgets, which is making it a little bit more dynamic looking, a little bit more interesting here, with a cool clock widget, a cool search widget, cool different apps that can work as widgets as well. You can also see that any page I'm at, I always have the Google page at the top there, which is I find it extremely useful if I just quickly want to search for something. If you want to use voice assistants, of course, let's just say here also that you have apps here. You have apps on the iPhone. You have a grid of icons, and I'm not saying it's bad, but why not have both? Why not do it so you can have both widgets and apps? If you want to search here on the iPhone, of course, very good integration here. You swipe down like that instead of going to the left. That is how it's been working previously. You have a very nice background here, transparent background where you can see through, and it works across the whole system here. That you finally have some nice toggles when you swipe from the bottom. You have a nice little control center here that they're calling it, with some nice additions up here that you can customize things like brightness, airplane mode, Wi-Fi mode, Bluetooth mode, and some other things you have when you play music. You can just quickly tweak that and turn it on and off. Some quick access to some apps down there at the bottom. Of course, these toggles, something that we've been having in Android for a long time here. You can just quickly go over here. I would expect a little bit, I do want to have a little bit more toggles though in Android 4.3, but this is an early edition, so they might add more in the future. And if you want a quick access to the toggles, you can just have 2 fingers and do it like that. If you want to go into the full settings, of course, it's 1 tap away, just like so. And I should also say about this edition of Android 4.3, the device is getting a little bit warmer here on the whole back, which is a little bit, could be a little bit annoying. It feels like I'm playing a game 24/7, and I'm not sure about the battery life. I haven't tested out the battery life, but I will definitely check out that a little bit more here. So Apple have implemented some toggles when you swipe down and swipe from the bottom. Now what happens when you swipe from the top that you usually do in Android? Well, here they have put a great focus on the calendar and also the stock section. You can also remove this if you want, but I find it pretty good if you want to use the calendar a lot, that it's already in here. And here's also where you will see all your notifications and all of your missed notifications. So very useful over there. We can also quickly check out how multitasking looks like. So we have double tap on both, and it looks very similar in terms of its UI, but here you swipe this, here you swipe up and down, you swipe to remove things either direction, and I think it works the same here. Now you just have to swipe up, but that is not, of course, a big deal or anything. So we can swipe to remove. What I would like to have on both these 2 devices' operating system is an option to remove all of the things that's open at the moment. I can also say that it feels that Android is a little bit quicker here at closing, and that it works both directions is, of course, very nice. So if we continue on here, I can definitely try out different sort of apps. If you would like to see that, go and try out different kinds of apps, like the browser app, maybe some benchmarking, maybe check out specific speed test videos. But one thing I can tell you here is definitely that Android 4.3 is fast. So let's check out some voice assistance apps. Like if you want to have some voice assistant, of course, with Siri here, with iOS 7 beta, latest beta 2 here, we do have new male and female voices. So if you want to set an alarm, we can just set alarm at 5 p.m. There we go, and we can do the same thing here with Google Now, which Google has control, because Google control most of the things here with the stock version of Android, because they own it. So set alarm at 5 p.m.
Setting alarm.
So you can see extremely quick there on both. We can also disable it, and let's see which one is quicker. What are you doing right now? No. Oh, no. Oh, my bad. Who are you? So you can see there that it's exactly like the same time there. Siri is, or both are very powerful, because Google's using their own search engine to find stuff, and Google knows a lot of things, and Apple with Siri is using Wolfram Alpha to gain even more, a lot of information. So both are extremely good, but Siri is a little bit more that chat person. Is like a real human being that Apple made it up to be, while with Android, Google now is just Google, but you are talking to Google. Also with the new iOS 7 beta 2, you should also be able to have the opportunity to use iCloud and use Find My iPhone, which could be pretty useful. If you go into the settings area here on both devices, you can see that both Apple or Google go with the dark theme here, with a dark blue theme here. Text looks good and everything, and I like the thickness. Well, Apple go a little bit thinner here, but with the also blue and white theme here most of the time. I'm pretty sure if Apple will continue to have these icons and how they look like in when iOS 7 is finished. I've heard some rumors that they won't, but we just have to wait and see about that. If we just go back here, let's just check out some default wallpapers here. Pretty fun. And go to display, a wallpaper. So Apple here, at least in this version of iOS 7, they will bring you two like live wallpapers. They call it dynamic wallpapers, where you get some more here, of course, in Android. And of course, in Android, if you want to add more from the Play Store, you can definitely do so. You can see they're both focusing a lot on bubbles, holy spiral, face beam, sunbeam, which is like a red face beam. Yeah. So yeah, bubbles. Both are enjoying bubbles a ton. Let's set them both. Let's check it out. More bubbles, a bubble. You all like those bubbles. I'm not sure why you like those bubbles. Let's just go into. And I haven't found any problems right now with Android 4.3 here on my Samsung device. One thing though could be that it's getting a little bit warm here, and I'm not sure if that's how it should be. Well, of course, iOS 7, it's really in beta at the moment, and you should definitely know that. So I wouldn't recommend you install it, but definitely Android 4.3 here definitely runs very good. So you should definitely be able to install it and stuff, but of course do it on your own risk. I'm probably gonna do, as I said, use separate videos comparing different things, and also see the feedback down below in the comment section, specific things you might want to see. If you're coming from the first beta of iOS 7, there's a lot of updates to some apps, revamped reminders app over here. We also have in the weather app that you can add more cities. We have a ton of things that they have changed. Also in iMessage, or like when you use group chat there, you should be able to see icons. Should be also a revamped Nike Plus app, etc. and then of course overall speed improvements. But quick little video. Please enjoy. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll love you forever. Bye bye.